line. Hey, the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. Crank it up.
When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wrapz. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wrapz. Get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wrapz, the most affordable designs made at your leisure. And hello again, everyone, and welcome back here to PT Race TV live here today at Bristol, Tennessee's Bristol Motor Speedway. It is time for the Bristol Dirt Track to be reclaimed and resamed here on the show, as we're getting ready to show you the Pushing Limits Racing League's Dirt Street Stock Race here at the Bristol Dirt Track, presented in part by our friends at Premier Racing Setups, the best place to get your setups and the only setup shop you need for your one-stop shop. PremierRaceSetups.com has everything you need and then some. By the Six Sigma Sim Racing, most affordable design cockpits for your needs and your services. Six Sigma Sim Racing looks to bring everyone to the land of racing. By the Racing Groove, all over North America, Racing News, Sim Racing, the podcast, Race Talk. We are all about showcasing the world's best drivers and all the local talents that come in our racing world. And by Lightning Wrapz, most affordable designs made at your leisure. Lightning Wrapz looks out to bring the best designs in your livery. And now, with that said, it's time here for our first of two heats here. For heat number 1, presented by Six Sigma Sim Racing, we'll bring out Stanley Pottle in the 48 with Keith Long in the 71. Row number 2 is Matthew Hobb for the 84. Who's outside being the 77. Daniel Moynan. Kevin Menepace will be in the 42, rounding out the field. Field is now ready to get down to action here, ready to get down to business here. And we have locked and loaded our drivers up. They are ready to go. Hoffert looks like he will not make the call here. Stanley Pottle with some mechanical problems down there as well in the 48. Looks like he got refired there. There he goes. He got it fired up. We're ready to get at it. Five laps of the distance here in the heats here. First heat coming your way right now. Stanley Pottle going to bring it right back to the edge of the track. Looks like he's having still mechanical problems down here. So it looks like the 42 kind of minute pace. Nah, will not move up into the top spot there. I think Stanley is going to try to bring it right up front. Bradley Collier coming on board saying, let's go minute pace. Well, minute pace definitely will have his hands full in this one. He gets to start up front. Looks like they are going to tell Stanley to go to the back. He did not get off the line though they had asked him to, so he'll start from the outhouse, have to work his way up to the White House here. Wheel him around out of turn number 3, down in turn number 4 this time on by. We'll bring him to the green for our first heat of the night. Base truck off of turn number 4. Flagman holding our flag up, and we are off and running. And hold Hold on one moment here, folks. I got some technical difficulties on my end. I gotta situate too. Just give me a second. There we go. Sorry about that. Green flag out here, and Kevin Menapace here moves up ahead. Daniel Moyne, the 77, moving right in position. Collier saying, that's my dog. Yeah, he's got the lead already. He's going to hang in there. Stanley Powell all over the place here in the 48. Slamming into the bot on the frat straight away here. The number 48 slammed hard as Keith Long in the 71 looked to try to avoid him, try to get out of the way of him, but that did not seem to be the case. Metabase in the early advance here. Moynihan right behind him, looking for position, jockeying for his run, trying to hang with it. The outside seems to be the line and the track place to go here, and it looks like that's what they want to do. Off the corners here, Menapace just right up ahead here, staying right into the head of Moynihan. Moynihan though trying to get a ride on him, trying to get some speed kicked up around there. Doesn't quite see an opening just yet. 2 laps to go as we come on around. Menapace now with a little bit of an opening, stretched up top side. Moynihan right behind him, looking for another shot, trying to take full control, but has not been able to do so. Off the distance, white flag high in the air. We've got 1 lap remaining. Get Moynihan, hold on and get the line there on the 42. He may need to go slide job territory here. Oh, look at a little bumper there in the back of his troubles. Menapace though able to save it and keep the Exalta Mobile 142 ahead. Moynihan tried to get a drive on him, couldn't get it going. Off a checker flag though. Menapace will take heat number 1. Second, we'll go to Moynihan. Third to Keith Long, and a wild little start here on the track. Heat number 1 is in the books. Here is your results. Kevin Menapace coming away with this one. Daniel Moynihan getting a solid second. Keith Long getting a third. Stanley Powell having to go fourth. Matthew Hoffert starting from the outhouse in the A main. And into row number 2 we go here for heat number 2. Excuse me. Row number 1 sees Mike Rideout. The number 76 is outside is Robert Kahn in the 21. In row number 2 is Chantel Puddle in the 5. To her outside is Julian Gande in the 18. Our final starter today, Dustin Stoneacre, the number 50. And with that, the field is now set to go here on PT Race TV. Field looking to line them up into heat number 2 now, get it prepared up for what's about to lay ahead. They know they've got quite a run on their hands coming up. Get them fired up now. Grading order has begun. We have now lined our drivers into position. Right out, the MRM 76 will be the front starter. The 21 Robert Kahn will be in the second spot. Then, of course, you got Chantel Bottle in the 5 and the 18 at Conde there. Here we go. Fire him up. And it appears Dustin Stoneacre with some mechanical problems of its own as well. The 50 will not make the call. So that, in turn, will make things a little bit more interesting here for these drivers and have to figure out where they're going to play their lines at. Field going to work them on in and see them out on the track, ready to bring these bad boys and girls to life here once again. Off the distance. We'll have one more lap around, 2 laps to green, of course, on every little start here for the Bristol Dirt Track. Mike Rideout right now having a bit of a tumultuous season, having a bit of problems here and there. Hasn't been able to catch a break, it seems like, but tonight may be a different story if he can just hang in there. Of course, the Rattlesnake Robert Kahn, without a shadow of a doubt, really anytime he gets on any track, seems like he's the guy you have to watch out for and have to beat. Chantel Bottle having a good 3 in a row little day in her own right. She's been pretty much taking care of business and racing her tail end off, while Julian Conde, representing his U.S. Army, number 18, Brat, looking to get something going with that too. Off the distance though, into turn number 4, we bring him on down to the front straightaway where the green flag lays in wait. Green flag is out. Kahn will ditch it up to the high side immediately. Mike Rideout trying to run the bottom immediately there around Kahn, but Kahn's able to kind of hang pace. Down onto the back straightaway they go here. Rideout now looking for control of the speed and the power. Robert Kahn right up ahead. Right out, trying to sneak one up on there. Khan seems to be driving a totally different line here, going towards the bottom end of the track versus what we saw earlier on with the outside groove. Mike Rideout trying to get a little bit of a speed there as well as 5 Chantel Pottle comes running right for him. The onboard camera here of Mike Rideout in the 76 shows you all you need to know here, race fans. Just trying to tempo himself and pace the field in. Knows he could be in a bit of a workaround though with that 5 running ever so closer to him. Now the 5 looking to take a little bit of a page out of Khan's book, going to that bottom lane. Not finding much speed though, not finding a little bit of groove. Right out trying to do much the same. Neither driver able to successfully get anything going with 2 laps to go. It's starting to look like anybody's race here for second. Gone just needing to stay out of trouble and stay out of problematic zones, and this one will pretty much be a wrap for him, and he knows it. Willing him off the distance. Down to the final corners. We are now coming to the white flag as Pottle goes a little bit of a love tap there to the 76 on Mike Rideout. Rear end catching the side skirt there of the 76. Pottle now hard charge off, smoother and straighter off the track. Then Rideout losing some speed off that exit. And it is the 5, Chantel Pottle now taking full control. Gone with a little bit of a bobble there up top side. Will still hold on though for the win. Pottle will go second. Rideout going third. Great showing here in heat number 2 by all involved here as we now head into warm-up session here. Very interesting strategy there by Khan to go to the bottom there, as well as Mike Rideout and Pottle trying to follow him. But it looked like once he got it going there, he was left all alone. Pottle, Khan, Pottle, Rideout, Conde, Sonaker is your finishers. And now with a fresh, clean slate on the track here, the drivers now have to tear this thing up apart and get it set the way they'd like it to. So let's take a look at it real quick here. Let's take a look at our track today we are running here. This is, of course, the Bristol Dirt Track. Of course, if you know Bristol Motor Speedway, you know how it is. High banked, high speeds, very small though. It's a half-mile long track. But here's the thing, again, with that Bristol Dirt update in 2021, they actually got the banking to be a little bit steeper on the top of the curbing area, top of the hill. So there is a little bit more run there to use rather than just using the bottom. So those that try to stick toward the bottom, they'll get a little bit more grip, but the outside, when it burns in, it will burn up and it will give them some chances to migrate to that top side, which can make a huge difference here. Right now, Kevin Menapace, your fastest in the practice set with about 30 seconds left before we head to our 45-lap main event here. Very good start there from Menapace when he came away with that one and showed that he can hang on to the guys like Daniel Moyne in the 77. So I think if anything, this is going to be a strong showing for him and really a more of an understatement to really watch out for the rest here. Matthew Harper, the 84, also going to be another one of those guys you got to keep a close eye on when it comes to their race, comes to their mobility. This field is going to be at a very, very tight little circumstance as we are now throwing our checkers out to get ready for the start of our A main event. Who will walk away on top and who will walk away last? We'll find out here in just a brief moment. And now, with that in mind, race fans, the time has come. Here is your gridding order for tonight's race here in the A main. Start him on the pole. Kevin Menapace, the 42, with his outside being Robert Kahn, the 21. And run number 2, Daniel Moyne in the 77. To his outside, it's the 5, Chantel, the Throttle Pottle. Run number 3, that will be Keith Long in 71. To his outside is the 76, Mike Rideout. Run number 4 is Stanley Pottle in the 48. And the outside of him is Chilean Conde, the 18. Run number 5, Matthew Hoffer, the 84, with his outside being the 50, Dustin Slonaker. Race fans, it is time at last. We have set the stage. We have set the field. Our drivers are locked and loaded and ready to go. After all the troubles in the pits, drivers getting fixed around, trying to get everything settled up for this one tonight. Today, I should say, here in Bristol, Tennessee, they finally have got these things set and ready to go. go. Bring them right around the track here for their first little their first little spot all around. They just kind of get a feel for this new fresh slate, clean slate of track they've gotten under their hands. This is going to be a Tacky's track. So what does that mean? Well, very simply, what you saw earlier on was a dry slick. So there was two ways to get around it. You either got to the top or you went to the bottom, choosing your line. If you went to the bottom, you had speed, but you also had to run the risk of having to slow down a little bit more to keep the control of the car down, unless you knew where the spots were and where the bad places were at. I don't see anyone not going to that bottom out of the gate or going towards the middle part of the track to start. If you can run on the middle there, it actually will block some of that line over for the guys. Go on the outside may work as well. There is a little bit of a run there on the outside you could get. I have used it earlier on as well. I tested it and just to see what a little bit of practice, because I always do these for these broadcasts. When I went over that outside, there was a lot of grip up there and a lot of speed to be had, so that's definitely plausible. This 2021 update definitely did a number to this track and helped us out get some even better racing, and I can't wait to show you guys. Off the distance, into corner number 3 and 4, dual drivers, not teammates. The 42 Kevin Minipace and the 21 Robert Kahn, set to go into war here. They'll lead him to the start, waiting for the green flag. Green is out. We are underway. Well, out of the gate, Robert Kahn will get the early advantage here. The 5 Chantel Paddle following right behind. Down the back straightaway they go here. Daniel Moyne, the 77. RA trying to dictate some pace with the 42 Kevin Minipace. Those two earlier on getting into it a little bit with each other and getting a little bit of a hands-on approach there with how these bumpers use and how they work well. Looking to take full control of that out of the gate here and see what happens though as they lead him down the back straightaway here. Moynihan trying to get a jump there up into the rear end here with the 42 Kevin Minipace. Can't quite get to him just yet. The draft now becoming a huge factor here as the field starts to move the chains in. Kahn with a little bit of a bobble entering in turn 1 and 2, goes top side, doesn't quite get the speed though. You gotta really set that car up, and that was not how you set it. The 5 takes advantage. And now Minipace doing much the same. The Mobile 142 coming right behind it, right for the Camaro. The Camaros are now building the speed and building the run up here, getting some great drive into the corners. And we've got a good battle here coming from the back of the pack here. The 18, Julian Conde going right up against the 71. No Keith Long. Both guys looking to try and outperform and take on the other here and see what happens exactly. So far hasn't been too kind though for Julian Conde as he continues to straggle a little bit, trying to find the speed, trying to find the momentum. Down on the back end here, Daniel Moynihan, the 77 right now, trying to keep his speed up, trying to get the momentum towards his going. The going gets tough, you don't quit, you just keep on trucking. Kahn trying to do much the same here as you see him really fighting for that 42 slot. Going to the bottom, looking for a whole lot of momentum down there. Whoa, a little bit of a bobble though for Kahn. You can see he is having to work that wheel off, trying to straighten it out. You can see he is struggling a little bit to get it worked in. That's one thing I will say is he was extremely good at asphalt, but when it came to the dirt style, well, it may be a different story there. Keith Long and 71, a little bit of troubles down there. Looks like 71 getting a little bit too loose and caught himself off guard. Gotta take a look at the PT Mr. Replay and see what happened here. Presented by Premier Racing Setups. Here is your PT Mr. Replay. And looks like Keith Long kind of overdrove it there on the turn and ended up getting a little nudge there from the 18. Got kind of a piece there from the 18 of Conde. 71 is able to refire and re-rack, restack him in. But now he is a little bit behind. Now he's struggling to keep up the speed and the distance. Ten laps in, 35 to go. And here comes Minipace. Look at this, the number 42 has closed the gap on the 5 of Chantel Bottle. Bottle trying to hang on though, looking to try to keep clear and staying firm. Kahn right now struggling to get that car to square up here. He is really having problems down there. Minipace now on the inside, looking to take the line from the 5. Bottle does not go down swinging. She won't go down swinging, my friends, and that's what Minipace was counting on. Trying to get that bumper towards her, trying to get right up into that grill and into that run. You can see both drivers just putting a handful on each other. Of course, the dirt racing, the old bump and run, the old bang, and that is part of the deal. There is nothing else like it. You can say all you want about asphalt racing, but when it comes to this kind of stuff, this is where you see it happen all the time. Menapace, though, backs off just a little bit, did not want to get into the 5. Very interesting there, did not want to clip there with the 5 and cost her race nor his, and that was a smart move in my opinion, but that did is as well. Throwing that late slider wasn't quite enough power to get around, as now Moynihan, the 77, has come right up to him. And now the Rattlesnake Robert Kahn looks like he might have finally got his wits back underneath him, or might have found a set down there, because he's finally starting to get this car to reel in there again. 14 laps in, we still only got about 30 laps remaining, and look out behind, looks like Mike Rideout having a little bit of a tussle there with the number 84, the Carl Chevrolet 84 of Mr. Matthew Hoffert, putting up a little bit of a show there to Hoffert here, as the field right now continues to dive in, try to ruck it in. Daniel Moynihan now coming right back up to their bumpers, coming up to the corner panels. Look at this. Stanley Pottle here, unfortunately in trouble, being put a lap down. Will stay to the top side here and get out of the way of the rest of the field. Good driving by him in the 48. Gets out of the way. He knows this is not his race nor his run. But Moynihan and Kahn was able to take advantage of that just a little bit to get up there with the 42 at minute pace. Coming back off the edges here, minute pace now trying to stick with the momentum here, trying to stick into the speed, into the control. Remember what you saw earlier on there with Kahn, this is exactly what he's doing right now. You can see him twisting, twirling, and just trying to get all the run you can out of that wheel. You try to hang in there with these guys and gals and see if maybe there's something left for them. Into the distance still right now, Chantel Pottle with a little bit of company right behind her. Minute pace is now caught right back up to her and looking for the inside corner here. Might have a run. Gotta get it set on the back stretch here. Doesn't quite get it. Pottle blocks once more. Oh, and Pottle getting a little left at from the 42. Kahn deep inside the outside, though, makes the effort and takes full control. Saw the mistake, took at it, and took down the 42 because of that little mistake. Good drive there by Kahn. Now Kahn to the inside, looking for the 5. We're going to try to sneak his way in, looking for a momentous move here, but you can see now Menapace and Moynihan literally back and forth one another. Some hard racing here on the dirt. This is what we came to see. We wanted to see if these guys can figure out how to translate the asphalt racing to the dirt. Asphalt and dirt, two completely different things. In dirt, you're slipping and sliding. Asphalt, you're trying to keep it as straight as possible with the track. You're in dirt, you're literally trying to make sure you get enough speed and power from literally crossing yourself around and literally trying to drift these track turns. Moynihan trying to go to the outside and see if there's any kind of run there for him. Does get a little bit of speed off of the 21. Doesn't quite hold off enough here. Conde, I'm not sure what happened to the 18, but it looks like he's got a right front going down here. Goes down into pit road. Stays clear of the drivers. Good effort and sportsmanship on his end. Kahn right behind the 5 Bottle after everything Bottle done this week. She's been trying to keep this lead away from those guys right now, but no one's giving an inch and no one's giving anything out. Moynihan looking to sneak right around and take full control. And even Matthew Harper, the 84, making a little bit of a resurgence back up to the pack here. Might have a little something for him here, and he's not exactly giving up just yet here. Don't adjust your television screens, that's really his dash cam and then on his helmet. Yeah, we put a camera on his helmet. Right now you can see the dirt that's flinging all around. That's how fast and crazy with the heat and sweat and moisture and dirt that gets thrown on that thing. There's the tear off there, got it cleared out of there. Of course, tear offs are something drivers use to help keep everything cleared out. Wesenberg saying our laps being given back tonight, and they only are given back when you have a caution, sir. And even then, it's only 2 people get a lap back. Coming right around down off the front straightaway, though, it is now time for the 21 to keep pace and keep riding with that draft to get the 5. Metapace though and Moynihan still at each other's game here. Keith Long going to the outside, trying to stay away of trouble, stay away of problems. Little hit and run there from Metapace and Moynihan. Dustin Sloanaker staying up top side as well. The 50 going to keep out of the way here. The field is coming closer into the traffic. Lap traffic being a big factor. The last one that has a remainder of those is Mike Rideout, but I don't think he's going to be too much trouble here. Coming up to the speeds here, no one's giving out yet, no one's getting done just quite yet here. Gap separated out, and these drivers are really less than a second to half a second to even literally only 2/10, keeping these fields tight and compact and keeping them right up against one another. 14 laps remain. It's anybody's race here coming down with Moynihan trying to build a little bit of extra momentum. Con and 5 looking like maybe they're going up topside a little bit here. Metapace, whoa! Throws a haymaker at Moynihan. Moynihan, I don't think realized he was coming right for him. And that was a big move there by the 42. Threw the haymaker and a huge slide job at the 77. One more look at it. Threw it right in. Look at this. Threw it right up to him. Tires connect a little bit. Metapace, I don't even think realized he got him that good. But he did indeed and ended up taking the third spot away from him. For how long that will be, though, remains to be unknown. Moynihan may look to get right back at him here if he gets that chance. They have only 11 laps remaining now. Moynihan trying to hang on. Metapace right in the mix, in the crux of it. Con, that looks like he might have a little bit of momentum going off the turn 2 exits. Got a great bit of speed there. Now he drives up a little higher though, kind of getting more up into the fresh end, trying to build a high bank ends of the Bristol to use to his advantage. Either way around this track, it's, you know, there's no proper way to do it. It's really just wherever the line feels good to you, and that's exactly what they've been doing. Mike Rideout, Keith Long here, trying to stay preferably out of trouble and out of problematic zones. Matthew Hoffer really has just been kind of keeping pace, kind of keeping aim when he can, but he's so far behind right now because they haven't started that back really kind of hurt him a little bit. But that was one of the deals there you have to kind of go through if he was in his camp. So now Daniel Moynihan now throwing run right back at Metapace for earlier on, goes right back into the mix here, firing on all cylinders. Metapace topside trying to hang in there. Anybody's race between these two here. And the battle for first still up for grabs between Gon and Bottle. Moynihan now staying to the inside. Metapace CM working the outside bank, trying to get a little ride there with 7 to go. Has a chance. These two will not leave each other alone whatsoever. Taking full control of that drive and position. Dustin Sloanaker in the 50 up in the pit road end now, trying to get squared away. It's still side by side, still battling back and forth here. Again, this is something you see a lot of on the dirt, especially on the tracks like this, the longer tracks. It really allows drivers to kind of make their line, make their run. Stanley Pyle in the 48, looking like he may be a little bit of a thorn in the 5 for just a second. Has to get up topside and get back down, get out of the way. Khan seeing the advantage though, sees a little bit of power used up for it. 5 laps now, will turn to 4 laps to go. Khan looking for a last ditch effort, a last minute run, so to speak. Knows he's in trouble unless he gets to that rear end and he maybe gives a little love tap or a little ride off there, because I don't think he's getting as much grip or bite off that top side as maybe he's looking for. With dirt, if you go into that moisture, that's where you want to be to get the track to dry into. Once it starts to dry up though, you don't have any moisture now on the tires to grip with. Now it's turning more into a, so I would say, kind of a desert dune, if you will. Literally just, instead of giving you speed, it literally takes your car and actually throws it more down into a sand pit. It's almost like literally just getting stuck in a quicksand little spot down there. 2 laps now to go. More moisture there hitting, the better off they are. That's what Paddle is doing. She's in the proper moisture, not in the dry dirt end of the track. Taking full advantage, and with 1 more lap now to go, seizing the opportunity with a white flag high in the air. Can she hang on and take down Khan? Khan's gonna go for anything he can here and try to find a way around her. Looking for the aim and position the distance here. They'll fire him down into the final set of corners, and once more, Khan looking for the drive. He's not going to get all of it, or will he off the exit? It's a close fight to the finish, but Chantel Pottle will hold on and take down Robert Khan to the line. What a race. Menapace will just barely eke out a third over Daniel Moynihan. Matthew Hoffer will go 5th, 6th to Mike Rideout. Keith Long and Stanley Pottle and Jillian Conde will finish their spots respectively. Justin Sonaker taking his shot as well. And the 5, Chantel Pottle, bringing one home for the Premier Racing Setups number 5 machine. She takes the victory here at Bristol Dirt Track. Can't see the smoke popping up, but I think you can still see at least a good chunk of the tires being used up on the dirt. What a win and what a victory for the 5, Chantel Pottle. Well, your results are going to come up here in just a moment here, race fans, but what a race and what a battle from all ends and all spectrums. Here's the final results presented by Six Sigma Sim Racing. Chantel Pottle with the victory. Robert Kahn going 2nd. Kevin Menapace 3rd. Daniel Moynihan 4th. 5th to Matthew Hoffer to round out the top 5. Great showing by all drivers in that top 5, and a great battle there for the 4th from 1st to 4th there. Some great stuff in between. Well, we'll listen to the drivers here in a minute, see how they felt about it. We'll see how they handled and how they managed around the track here. Kevin Menapace, though, getting a nice 3rd place finish for his troubles. Robert Kahn, well, another solid drive for him and his team, will go 2nd out of the bunch. And it looks like actually our drivers are now ready to tune on in with us here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a listen in here as our 3rd place finisher joins us now. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Kevin Menapace to join here. And Kevin, congratulations on that 3rd place finish. And boy, howdy, what a ride there, my friend. Had to take on Moynihan quite a bit and managing to squeak on by there. What a great battle.
Yeah, he wouldn't back off, Eddie. There towards the end, we were side by side the whole way, and I told him, I was like, one of us is going to have to give it up. But luckily, I was able to come around him.
You were able to get around him, get a bit of a chance there in the dark, and you know, really, we kind of look at it from both angles. It looked like you two may have gone back and forth here. If anything, could have gone crazier there.
Yeah, we're definitely going back and forth. I like that kind of racing. That's fun. That's more my style of getting there and battle with each other clean. I mean, the whole race was pretty clean.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, nevertheless, though, out of everything and all that has happened tonight, my friend, who do you want to thank you for this?
Thank all of our sponsors. Thank you guys. Thank the race gang. Thank everybody for watching the broadcast.
For sure there. Definitely some crowds on hand to listen and hear from you tonight here, Kevin. You did them right and gave them a little bit something to see. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Kevin Menapace, ladies and gentlemen. coming away as your third place finisher today. Your second place finisher comes to us in the 21, Robert Kahn, coming away with another solid effort here. And Kahn, once more, sir, you go to war and go to battle here. Once more, sir, you go to battle and you go to war here on the track. And once again, it kind of goes up against the far musketeers, if you will, Moynihan, Minipace, and Pottle, with you involved in there too, sir.
Yeah, that was a fun race. Traditionally, I'm not that hot on dirt, so I was happy to get second. But I struggle with passing there, and like I'm just not experienced enough yet. So it's new to me with a lot of the dirt stuff. So
Yeah, I was about to say, it seemed like a few times out of the gate there, it seemed like your car was a little bit more sideways, a little bit long ways rather than straight. What was going on there?
I'm just trying to get my throttle control down. I had a it wasn't anybody's fault, but me and the 42 made contact on the backstretch, and it jolted me to the left. And usually I would be able to save that a little bit easier, but with these, you're just so nervous about making too strong of a move and turning in, you know. So, but it was a good race.
It was a good race, good battle there as well. And out of all, you come away second. Who do you want to thank for that?
PTM TV, Butt Kicker, everyone who's involved. I appreciate everybody.
Absolutely. Well, nevertheless, here, congratulations, Con, and once more, another second place finish for you and the crew.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, second place finisher today, Robert Kahn, coming away here out of the bunch. And that last here, the throttle, Chantel Pottle, popping away with yet another victory here. And Chantel, I mean, it seemed like once we got it going, this car was starting to fire on all cylinders, didn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I did mess up there a few times, and Khan ended up catching me a tiny bit, but I was better, I think, in 3 and 4, and he was better in 1 and 2, so we were racing back and forth there.
I was about to say, like, you two were giving each other a few bumpers and a few little hits and nudges every now and then, and really some good drives through the dirt. I mean, any time did you feel like maybe he was going to kind of get you there?
1 and 2, I really thought he could have, but 3 and 4, I was starting to get away from him, and then 1 and 2, he would catch back up.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, I wasn't able to get enough caught up there, or time or ground, and that ends up giving you the win. So, while it's said and done, you have taken away the victory. Who do you want to thank for this?
Everyone at PTM Racing TV and our sponsors for Pushing Limits Racing League.
For sure there. Chantel, congratulations on another race win here on PTM TV.
Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, the throttle, Chantel Pottle, comes away here as the winner today. And race fans, that'll all but do it for our showcase. Thank you so much for tuning in. A big thank you again to the folks at Premier Racing Setups, Six Sigma Sim Racing, the Racing Groove, and Lightning Wrapz for your support. And thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time when the green flag flies.